Hello, it's Annabelle Beckwith, training course expert, talking to you for a few minutes about setting your training objectives. Now, as soon as you've even begun to contemplate the faint possibility of writing a training program, a seminar, a workshop, you need to be thinking about what your objectives are. What's the end game? What's the point, basically? And you need to be thinking about three things. When people leave your workshop, training program, what do you want them to know? More than that, what do you want them to do with the knowledge that they have gathered, with what you have taught them? Now, with most training programs, there should be a practical output. It's not just about having the head knowledge and understanding theories and concepts. It's about doing something different in real life, bringing best practice into the workplace, improving business performance, or whatever it happens to be. What do you want them to do? If they don't do anything and they just leave having had a nice time and conceptually grasped a few things, actually it's been a bit of a waste of time. He who knows but does not do does not know, in the words of, I think it was the Chinese philosopher Confucius. So what do you want people to know? What do you want people to do? There's a third thing though. What do you want them to feel as they leave your training program? Now, here's the thing. You will probably want them to feel confident, inspired and motivated to put into practice what you have just taught them. If they do not feel confident and capable, they won't do it. They just won't. Just to give you an example, let's imagine a presentation skills program. Often people will come on those because they're nervous about public speaking, not quite sure how to structure their speech, hesitant to stand up and speak in front of large groups of people. Within your training program, you could give them a lot of theory about the structure. You could go through practical exercises about breathing and voice control. Unless they feel confident and capable, and you built that up during your training program, they are really unlikely to put it into practice in real life. As another example, a couple of years ago I was asked to write and deliver a training program on managing gross margin for a large global organisation. Now this program had been written, or the detail of it had been written by the finance department, and it was for non-finance people. Now, between you and me, that finance team had put an awful lot of spreadsheets in that initial training program. If you're not a finance person, as I'm not, then the prospect of looking at dozens of spreadsheets might want you to run screaming to the hills. This is the impact it has on me. With a program like that, with a technical or complex subject matter, people may well arrive in your training room knowing that they need to know this, but thinking to themselves, subconsciously or consciously, this is going to be difficult, this is going to be boring, I'm not going to be able to do this. And those are the things that you need to tackle, the emotion, the feeling about the whole subject matter, almost before you start to go into the content and so on. So, when you start to think about a training program, think really, really clearly about your objectives. What do you want them to know? Specifically, what do you want them to know? What do you want them to do? And, importantly, how do you want them to feel when they leave your program?